Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to return to Band-Maid for the first time in probably a couple months, actually. We're going to start picking up the number of times we feature Band-Maid because we miss them. We haven't featured them that much in the last several months, just because there's been so many other things going on, so many other bands to follow. But we want to get back to them. They just released a new official music video to the song Ready to Rock, which is the opening theme song for an anime series that just began on TV. It's called Rock as a Lady's Modesty. Now, if I go back and I look through some of the information on this, apparently it's been released in 7 volumes over the last 2-3 years, and so it must be kind of popular, would be my guess, since now they've started doing TV with it. So the first episode was April 3. So we don't know much about the anime itself, but we did want to check out this video just to see what's in here, whether or not there's any anime, whether or not it's simply a performance video or what's going on. And by the way, I have started to feature Band-Maid on Modern Rock Talk, where I put interviews and other longer content. So there's one interview up there right now, and there's more coming. So if you haven't yet, please go over, subscribe, take a look around, and let me know what you think about it. But in the meantime, why don't we take a look at this one? Adrian, do you have any thoughts on this before we get started?
I'm just excited to see Band-Maid again. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's go ahead and check this out. We'll discuss afterwards. Wow. Okay.
That classroom scene kind of reminded me of The Wall.
Do you think that's what they meant?
I suspect they didn't mean that, but
So maybe it was just a classroom, in general.
yeah, it was a classroom, and they were all very neatly, they were like in rows and everything.
Mhm.
Students are there, very well behaved and quiet and everything.
I believe that's Japanese culture in action there. That's how things are. It's funny. There's been, for those of you that follow the oddball news stories that you'll see sometimes on the internet, and particularly around YouTube or anywhere where there's a monetized feature, you'll get these channels that do outrageous things for the clicks and to try to gain notoriety. And there's a few of them that are in serious trouble now because they went over to various countries in Asia and tried their antics. Maybe somebody knows who I'm talking about here, but Johnny Somali is one of them in South Korea. And he just comes in and he's the rudest jerk you've ever seen. And they've got the same kind of a culture where everybody's polite, and you're thoughtful of everybody. And it's actually just part of the culture. It's how people live their lives. And so you have some idiot come over there and deliberately try to cause chaos. And it's not that hard, but he's got himself in so much trouble. It's looking like he's definitely going to prison for a while. And we don't know how long yet, but he's in deep trouble. But yeah, so that brought up the whole conversation about, well, what is culture like over there? Well, it is much more polite, and I believe that that's probably a more typical school setting. I know that in The Wall it was a little different. I mean, they had the meat grinder in there and everybody had a mask on.
Oh, yeah, I meant without the sausage grinder. Well, this is all interesting. You hear that it's part of the culture, and things are different. You go to different places. The different rules and
That's right.
different norms.
Well, I mean, take a look at the band themselves. They're called Band-Maid because there are maid cafes in Japan. So this is an actual thing, and they just thought it would make a good uniform for the band and a kind of motif. So that comes out of the culture as well. My guess is that we got the school scenes because you also got the hallways and the stairwells and things like that, because the actual Rock is a Lady's Modesty anime series is set in a school setting, is my guess. So I'm on the page for Rock is a Lady's Modesty. She's holding a guitar here, as you can see, so it is related somehow to music. Coming of age genre. And Lilisa Suzunomiya is a student who attends the prestigious Ocean Girls Academy. So there you go. Lilisa feels suffocated by the school's conservative structure and high expectations. You may have actually been onto something there. Interesting. Okay, well, anyway, that's all you need to know. That's the setting. So that's why we were getting that. So without knowing much more about the anime, the song itself was amazing. I thought I liked the speed that it ran along. I really liked the descending chords in the second half of each chorus. Now you'll note this band in a lot of ways is similar to Love Bites, but it's not the same band. They don't sound so much like the Iron Maidens and the Judas Priests. They don't have dual guitar leads and things like that, but they do have this kind of attack-based sound almost. It's almost like, here it comes. Love Bites has that too, but there's a certain, there's a certain facility to it with Love Bites, but with this band, it's more like, here we come with the knives out, even if it's not a violent song, it's just like,
Yeah.
It grabs you and pulls you up.
Well, yeah, it started with a crazy guitar and then the insane locomotive double bass and drums in general.
Yeah.
They start, and then the guitars also fly unless they get together for the occasional stomping parts.
Right, yeah. But notice, of course, no dual leads, of course, and that's okay. Not every band needs to have dual leads. I mean, but the lead guitarist is Konami, who we have seen with Danny before over at PRS Studios or wherever they filmed that interview, where they were both talking about PRS guitars. So she's amazing. The drummer, of course, Akane. Jimmy Page has touted her as an amazing drummer, and he's correct about that. Of course, Misa is a thunderous bass player. Just going over the names again because it's been so long. Miku is the rhythm guitar player that is most Maid-like and most anime-like, really, to my eyes. Like, if you're going to have an anime character from this band, she would be the one, And then, of course, Psyche as the lead vocalist. Quite a strong band. has been around now for over 10 years. It's nice hearing new material from them. I'm assuming this is a brand new song. If I'm wrong about that, let us know down below. But I really enjoyed that one. In fact, I might like that one. That's one of my favorites, I think, that I've heard from Band-Maid. But it has been a while, so maybe we just need to go over the catalog again. You know, but what are your thoughts on it?
I was just thinking, I love that guitar solo that sounds like a robot. You know what I'm talking about? It happens a couple times in the song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some effects on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool stuff. I can't quite nail down how to describe their sound and what's original about it. There is an original component to it. I just haven't figured out how to explain it. They're on the attack, even if they're not really on the attack. It's exhilarating music.
Yeah.
All right, folks, well, why don't you let us know what you thought of this, and if this is your first time hearing the song, if you know anything about the anime, if you saw the show. But if there is a tour database for Band-Maid out there, please let me know about it. I'm looking for something like that. And Love Bites, for that matter, for those of you that are fans of both bands. With that, if you have other suggestions for us, please leave those below, including for interviews. I can feature them over on the other channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Okay, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one, all right? Take care, folks.
See you all later.